Something came from Baltimore.
Welcome to another episode of Something Came from Baltimore, and I am your host, Tom Gouker. There's been a lot of complaints about the smooth jazz sound, that it's kind of been played out and maybe has run its course. In search of great music, Something Came from Baltimore traveled all the way to Finland to check out a group, Njet Njet. Njet Njet is a mini big band that elevates smooth jazz with their nostalgic love for the 70s and 80s pop and soul records. They groove with retro vibe, and it sounds comfortable and familiar, but with imagination. And they have a big horn section. Njet Njet, third recording, and it's titled 3. And it can be found on the Eclipse music label, and it's possible that American radio stations will not pick up this record, but that does not mean that it's not good. It just means that you have a job to do. You got to find this record and give it a couple spins. Before we speak with Ville Kyttälä, let's listen to a track from Njet Njet. The song is Send in the Piglets. Ville Kyttälä, welcome to Something Came from Baltimore.
Thank you. Thanks for having me, Tom.
Okay, now you are in Finland, correct?
Yes, that's true.
So we're having our own struggles with COVID-19 over here in America, but have things subsided, or what's the status over there right now?
Yeah, we had some not so good moments during April and May, but things are slowly getting back to normal in Finland right now. So the stores and restaurants are being open again, and people getting back to offices. So things getting back to normal.
Now you're a live band, so are they at that stage where they're having live concerts?
Yeah, we had to cancel a couple of shows, but we have 1 or 2 shows coming up in July, August. So looking forward to that, definitely. Actually, the name of the band, it's kind of a European language joke. Njet is Russian, and it means no. When I started to figure out the name of the band, I decided that there has to be number 9. And 9 is German and means no. So like Njet Njet 9 is like triple no. So though it's pretty negative, we're trying to bring out a positive message with our music.
And you guys are pretty young. So what is the average age for your group?
We're over 30, everybody.
The band itself, are you able to live on your earnings from the band, or do you have different jobs out there in the market, or are you working in different bands? How does that kind of work?
Yeah, as we're 9 persons in the band, it's pretty hard, of course, to make a living just out of this. So we definitely do other things as well. So many members of our group, Njet Njet, many of us are band leaders in our own groups. For example, our alto sax player Ville Kyttälä and trumpet player Martti Vesala, they lead their own groups. And our baritone sax player Linda Fredriksson is co-leading a group called Mopo, which is one of the most famous jazz acts in Finland at the moment, and doing a lot of freelance stuff and teaching and kind of everything in the field of music.
Is there a large market for jazz music in Finland?
If you compare it to the jazz market in the US, I think it's pretty small. So if we would like to make a living out of this, we definitely have to tour in Europe and other countries as well.
It seems to me that this album would have been perfect in 1986. And I don't mean that as a negative, but the sound seems very similar to like a real passionate acknowledgement of music from the 70s and 80s. And I'm talking about like pop music and R&B and jazz. Feels like that you have some great influences from previous artists.
Yeah, it's nice to hear that. 86 you said. Oh, that's great. Many people hear different things in our music. We have like wide range of influences. But sound-wise, I think this album is, there's 80s synth stuff going on, and as well some 90s stuff and 70s progressive rock things. Some people hear influences from different kind of folk musics, in Finnish folk music, Balkan music, and like it's a wide range of influences.
What are your personal influences? Like what gets you excited?
For me, I'm interested in sounds and like strong melodies. 70s progressive rock, and then like 60s jazz are my favorite. I think so. Fusion jazz, melodic pop music, like everything. It's hard to say. It's hard to just name one.
Make me feel like I'm safe again. Sing me this song. Help me remember our unison. Call my name when you're down.
It was interesting because I sent you the script ahead of time, and I thought maybe he will feel offended that there's a kind of nostalgia or retro vibe attached to the band, because it's progressive now, but it does have a throwback to that sound. And I was like, maybe this is not where they're going. This is not something that they've put thought into, that this is happening organically, or they were reaching back into different sounds, because I do hear I hear those sounds.
Yeah, definitely we're trying to reach back at some point, but sound wise it's in pop music and pop production, it's like 80s all over again, and it's hard to create something that is like totally new. Of course you hear the previous eras in sounds and production.
Yeah, okay, and it sounds great. It feels like, I would say that if we had a format to play this, it would be smooth jazz, and I basically am saying it's elevated smooth jazz because it's more thoughtful and it's more interesting, and you're not really sure where it's going, so it loses the predictability of it.
Thanks. That's nice to hear. Smooth is like a nice word to describe it, because we're trying to be smooth, but as you said, it's not predictable. That's true.
So let's talk about the tracks. A couple songs on the album. Obviously, I'm going to pronounce the names wrong, but there's like a rap song. It's called Rajat.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And it's pronounced Rajat. It's pretty hard. The Finnish names are pretty hard for you.
If I'm right, I went on Wikipedia and it means silver. Is that correct?
Actually, Rajat is it's Finnish and it means borders, borderlines.
Borderlines. Okay, so you have a rapper on here. Or is that rap? It's really cool. It got my attention right away. Who's the rapper, or what are you guys singing about?
Yeah, the rapper in this track, he's called Paleface. He's one of the more prominent figures in Finnish hip-hop scene, like grand old man of Finnish hip-hop. And singer in chorus is Rami Essam, who is Egyptian. He's titled as Voice of Egyptian Revolution 2011, and he's now living in exile in Scandinavia, Sweden and Finland. And the song Borders, it's about drawn borderlines and refugees and immigration in Europe. It's sung in Finnish and Egyptian Arabic, so it must be pretty strange for you to listen it. Yeah, so the verses are in Finnish and the chorus is in Arabic.
Do people understand that in Finland, like Arabic? Are they?
No, definitely not. So I need to include the translation to that. So we don't have like Arabic-speaking people, a couple of thousands, I guess, in Finland.
Viikkoja reissattuu, rajalta toiselle seilattuu, virrat on veisattuu, kaikki diilit on feidattuu. Rajan yli ei astu, ennen kuin passit on leimattu. Paperit leikattu, nää on päättymättömät seikkailut. Se on ilmastonmuutoksen häviäjä, joka yrittää pysyä lämpimänä. Sillä Pohjolan kylmyys on lävistävä, kun se yrittää lämmittää käsiänsä. Täällä ääripäät sättivät lähimmäistä, niiden välissä pränikkää hävittäjä. Mut kukaan ei
Send in the Piglets. That's a interesting name for a song, and it's a great song. What's going on with this song?
Yeah, that one is quite peculiar, I think. It's composed by me and our baritone sax player, Linda Fredriksson. We did a co-write session. We thought it would be nice to write something together. And the song is a pretty strange song, or turned out to be pretty strange. It's based on a steady baritone sax riff, I think with trombone as well, and bit by bit getting more layers. I don't know how to describe it. It's like growing and growing and ending up as an EDM banger or something like that.
I'm going to pronounce this wrong then. USVA. Is it USVA or is it pronounced differently?
Yeah, it's pronounced Usva, and it's Finnish and it means mist. Usva.
Usva. Okay, I love the synthesizer stabs in it and the horns. This is a standout track for me also.
It's great you picked out these songs. These are like the strangest song in the album. But I guess you like the strange stuff. Yeah, but this song, Usva, in the end it turned out to be pretty reggae-ish stuff. At first it was like more progressive. I think when I first composed it, it was in 11/8 time, so it was pretty like restless. But during rehearsals we decided to straighten it up a bit, so it's now in 6/4 time, and it's pretty straightforward. And as I said, it's like heavily reggae influenced and kind of static mood in it.
So, C's, awesome. Great song, great horns. It feels like a quiet storm blues track. Totally perfect for the smooth jazz format. It's really nice. It feels like a throwback, something that even Duke Ellington could do. It has that kind of retro vibe to it, but it's very pretty. Can you explain what C's is?
In Finnish, "sees" it means serenity, but you can pronounce it, or it works in English as well. Sees, like someone sees something. So the title can be thought in Finnish and in English as well. So this one is actually my personal favorite on the album. It's about moment of clarity when you can just concentrate on yourself and concentrate on yourself and your surroundings and just be. So it's pretty mellow, and as you said, it has kind of retro vibe.
album is titled 3, and it can be found on the Eclipse music record label. The group is Njet Njet 9. Ville Kyttälä, thank you so much for chatting with me on Something Came from Baltimore.
Thank you, Tom. It was a pleasure.
Something came from Baltimore. Something came from Baltimore. Something came from Baltimore. Something came from Baltimore.
Hi, it's Tom Gouker, and I am the host of Something Came from Baltimore. Something Came from Baltimore is a words and music podcast, and it has famous and future famous artists like Sean Jones, Rupert Holmes, Auntie Hammy, Joey DeFrancesco, Go-Go Penguin, Joey Alexander, Bucanti, Gerald Albright, Paula Cole, and Kat Edmondson. It's music that matters. It's music for your ears. Listen and subscribe to Something Came from Baltimore and be a part of that Be More music scene.
Something came from Baltimore. Something came from Baltimore. Something came